Minecraft has been updating new mods and new elements in the Minecraft inventory, such as crimson planks, warped planks, and also miscellaneous items. For example, miscellaneous items such as the netherite shovel, also new arrow for bow and arrow updates, also horse armor, also the trident, turtle shell, elytra, and the totem of undying. But then they actually released a new texture for redstone. That's right. If you go down to the redstone objects, you'll see that there's actually new updated mods. Like for example, we have the railings, the redstone powering on, mining, ban art, fireworks, fire charges, and even these right here, the chain and the target block. Now, one of these elements basically use power of redstone. That's right, the target block. The target block was actually added onto the Minecraft inventory on February 2021. If that's the real date, I'm not sure. Basically, targets can actually power on redstone signals. For example, if you place a target block on the ground right here, and if you add redstone, add a redstone line, and if you take a block here, if you add a redstone torch on top of the block, and if you grab your bow and arrow, now for this you need to have a lot of concentration and try to relax your reflexes. Aim for that center and look closely. That redstone line turns on and it turns off the redstone torch. That's because the target block can actually detect redstone items that can actually be used on target blocks. Here's I'm going to show you the different hacks of how to use target blocks to power redstone items. Here we go. For this first one, you've been wondering, what does target block have to do with redstone? Well, as I said before, target block can actually turn anything redstone on. For example, if you place a target block right here with a redstone torch on it, then like I said before, if you aim at the target, watch what happens. It will turn off that redstone torch and it will turn back on. That's because that's also known as an inverse pulse circuit. The reason why I call it inverse pulse circuit is because of the inverse. If you look at the inverse function of the redstone torch, it basically turns on, has a delay for negative 0 seconds, and it turns on due to the fact that it recharges itself fast. Just like a regular torch, when you for example, a regular torch doesn't do nothing. It just lights up forever, which is known as affinity. But the redstone torch you can actually regain more individually than more other people can actually shoot at it. So watch again. Like that. That records actually 1 second. But there's also another one. Here's another weird one. If you place a target on top of the redstone torch, and if you add a redstone torch on top, there's no chance that the redstone torch here will burn out. Well, due to the fact that it won't not do anything is because the target block is actually facing down on the redstone torch. For example, if you take the original block and you place a redstone torch on, then if you grab the same block again, and if you place a redstone torch on the block right there, that torch will burn out. That's known as the non-burnout effect. That's because that any block that's specific of that can actually power on redstone lightning systems, this right here is actually known as a deluxe lightning system. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice that these both are floating at the same time. But why is this one not burn out and this one is? That's because if you look closely, these targets here have a spiral inside of them that actually controls them not to turn off redstone signaling. But if you shoot at the one that you already placed down before the other one, watch what happens. That one will turn off, but that one won't. That's because this is only used. The only tool you're supposed to use for this is a bow and arrow or a crossbow. So that right there is a little archery game. But what if there's a hack that can turn this on for infinity? So for this, you're going to need a target block, redstone torch, redstone repeaters, redstone dust, and you'll need a bow and arrow. First thing you want to do is place down a target anywhere you want to, and place a torch on top of it. Then you want to have a repeater facing its words, set up to 4 ticks. then having redstone to it, you'll notice something really different. Then if you place another redstone torch right here, you'll notice that will light up. And then come back here, place more redstone. Place more redstone around here. And then place a repeater facing this way. Now watch this. If you go ahead and shoot at the arrow, watch what will happen. This right here will turn on, and that one will not. We want to try to see if this will go on forever, if the redstone torch does not burn out. Watch again. And sorry if I have bad camera quality, I know you can't see, but that's all I can do because I'm actually filming right on my nightstand. Or here, how about I zoom in? Wish I could zoom in, but there's no way. Anyway, so just like I said before, so that burns out, and right there, that's also another inverse pulse function. So this right here can actually create pulse circuits as well. Next one. So anyways, I'm not sure if target block can actually create clock circuits. Well, for example, for this right here, in order to want to create a clock circuit, you're going to need a few more items. You'll need redstone dust, repeaters, and you'll need targets. Firstly, you want to go ahead now and create a square. Try to create a square. So what your repeaters try to do go at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, go to 12. And then skip a corner and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do the same one. Do another one again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, and then one more on the other side. And you should have a square that's, I think, 11 times 12. 12 times 11, I think. You want to have something that's like this right here. Now, nextly, you want to take put redstone dust on the corners of the square. Like this. Now, on one each of the corner, place a target block on top of the redstone. And then place a redstone torch on top. Now, grab your bow and arrow and shoot at the target. And watch this. Watch this. You have now created a clock circuit, also known as an infinity oscilloscope. And if you guys don't know what an oscilloscope is, an oscilloscope basically measures the overall oscillating physics that goes inside of an object. So what we created is the infinite oscillating target loop clock. Look closely that we actually put an arrow into it, and the redstone torch burns out for 0 seconds, and it actually creates an oscilloscope. And my friend Mr. Zombie here is to see what's going on. He thinks that the oscilloscope goes on forever. Well, that's because we actually created an XOR gate, meaning that the whole oscilloscope goes on forever without having any monostable circuits. But then try it again. You can get rid of the arrow if you want to. It burns out for seconds, and then there you have it. There you create it with a clock circuit. So targets are mostly used. You can actually use targets to make clock circuits with. And if you want to, you can extend the fasting moments, like switch to 4. But if you want to, that right there, it will create what we created. Next, the next thing I want to talk about is seeing if targets can actually use power sources. Well, they can, or if they get power on redstone lamps. For your next object, you're going to need to grab is redstone blocks and redstone lamps. So let's see here. We will be needing we do need the redstone block. Then we'll probably use. We also need redstone lamps. So I'm just trying to make some room here for my inventory so we can put them at. For most objects like this, for example, And you also need a block of your choice to make this one work. So, imagine I just want to try to power on a redstone lamp without using any levers or buttons or redstone torches. Well, basically here's an example. So for example, if I place a redstone lamp down, and if I place a redstone block next to it, it will light up. But watch what happens if I place a target next to it. Watch this. Gravity. That will power on. Well, we want to see this will power on easily. So for this right here, you need to place at least place 4 blocks in a row of 3, just like this. Now on top of those blocks, you need to place at least 2 redstone blocks. Redstone lamps. For this one, place 3. And this one, you need to extend this one to 5. And to place 4 of them. For only a matter of time, we can place a little bit. Now, if you place a target here, here's a little glitch. It won't do nothing. See? That's because we haven't powered with redstone yet. So place a target, place at least targets there. Then next we're gonna do is you want to place at least redstone dust. Redstone dust on that little area right here. See? On the back here, if you want to, you can place redstone blocks. Redstone blocks are basically they all they do is they just be capable enough to see if anything goes wrong. And then place a redstone torch. Right, place a redstone torch on the back of them, which will create the inverse. Meaning it will create the inverse. So as you can see here, we place down our equality of objects here. Now, and if the redstone repeaters, if you want to, you can place a redstone repeater on these targets right here. Like, place them on both targets if you want to, but they're not going to do nothing. So, now for example, here's a little game trick. See what we placed here? We placed 4 redstone blocks here. So when you set this one here to 4, then this one here has no blocks. We leave this to 1. This one here has 3 blocks. So we put this to 3. This one here has 2 blocks. We put this to 2. And then we can do ahead and we just connect it to our redstone. Then connect this. We can basically connect down as well. Then we do the same thing as well. Connect as well to the redstone. Now, if you see closely here, we connect to the redstone block. But we want that to connect to the redstone block yet, or redstone lamp yet. And then finish it off by connecting this one here to the redstone block. All right then. Then take your target now, and then go ahead and shoot at one of these. Yes, Mr. Zombie, please be advised that I'm trying to do a project here. Now, if you look closely, it didn't light up anything yet. That's because we haven't placed any redstone lamps. We haven't placed any. See, if you place redstone on the redstone lamp, it will light up. But we want to be sure. We want to be sure that this will actually light up. See, that lights up, but we want to measure what's going on with this. So let's try it again. So nothing yet exactly. So. These are just for test examples. To make one, you just put like a block of redstone and then place on the back here. Then you want to place a redstone repeater on the ground, and then take redstone and connect it to here, and then connect it to the other one as well. And then if you want to, you go ahead now and place a redstone torch here, which will create the inverse ellipse function. Technically, that's what. But stick on the ground, place on here, and then cover that back up. All right then. And then come back here, place a target here, and then place a target here, and then place your redstone dust right in that line, and put a redstone torch on the top of the target. Then go ahead now, fire, and watch what happens. Both redstone lamps turn on. But I'll show you at the angle. Not all of them could turn on. Only 2% of them turn on. That's because one of them is not powered on with redstone. Thus, so if power one here, one of the bottoms should light up, and I'll show you what happens to the redstone torch. The redstone torch will do nothing because it's underneath that redstone repeater, and the redstone repeater doesn't have no attraction to the redstone torch. So it just sits there and just observes anything, tell anything that goes wrong. But there, it can actually turn on redstone lamps. Next, for my next capability, I'm not sure. This next one, I think targets can actually detect using minecarts. So if you're trying to build like a minecart station, or if you're like building a roller coaster, and if you want to know what is the best object to use to power on, you can use targets. So for this one here, we're gonna need to grab at least 4 of the railings. So for this, grab yourself the original rails, then grab yourself the power rails, then grab the detector rails, then grab the activator rails, and then grab yourself the minecart. The minecart. Don't grab anything that's inside of it, like not the chest minecart. Don't grab the hopper. Don't grab the TNT. Just grab the original minecart. Now, we do need the redstone torch though, but for the most part is we won't be needing our bow and arrow for just yet. So we'll put them across the side, and we'll also need to grab the minecart. And also you need to grab a block of your choice as well. So let me just grab the minecart. We replace it with the pistons, sticky pistons. Alright then. Now basically I'll just use a target block for my block of choice. So basically the first part is just build your like minecart station, then use your original railings to create this. Then create down. And if you want to, you can go ahead and create a 4-way stop for this one. So like two-way stops. Then you want for this one put 2 redstone torches on there, and then place a power rail. Place 2 power rails, and continue with your original railing. If you want to, you can go ahead and create like a loop, but don't create to the where it goes through the target block. Otherwise, it will not work. So for this, just create a loop here, and then for this next one, you can go ahead here and add a detector. Add like 2 more add 3 detector rails, and then be sure you put 2 of the target blocks or your block of choice, and put them right at each other. Now continue adding your original railings. And for this next one here, you're gonna need to grab more of your target blocks. For your target block right here, your target block is gonna be upholding using your activator rails. And then for this one right here, you need to grab is the next one here. This one here represents a dead end. So you basically want to create something like this right here. So delete one of your activator rails and then make the rail look like this way. And then make another one that looks like this with loop. Until that being said, keep building until you get to your first build. And then for this one right here, add your 2 other blocks of your choice with 2 redstone torches on the top of them. Then for this one right here, you need to add, for the rest of the build, just add at least 5 power rails. And then finish off with your build, and then build your minecart station. Finish the build, and then add the railings. And this right here is what the minecart station should look like. And then for the first one here, I actually grabbed the minecart hopper in it. So, but that's okay. We'll probably use it for it as well. If I don't want to. Now, in order for this to work, we need to start powering on the power rails. But first, before that, we're going to see if this will work with the bow and arrow, though. Now remember, keep in mind, when using a bow and arrow for a target, it may create some type of zero delay line. So if it basically goes off for a second and turns back on, then for this one, you just use a button. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. So if you want to grab a stone button, like grab any buttons, but I prefer to use stone because stone literally adds the taste for honey redstone build. It's okay now. Still. I'm just got my bow and arrow, guys. Sorry if this video is boring. And sorry about the video quality. I'll try my best. See, next time I should do this in the dark, but so you guys can see better. But I suck. All right then. So basically, just grab. Now let's see if this will work. And at the dot here, the power's on, and basically turns out the redstone torch. But for this, if you want to, go ahead and dig out underneath it, and if you want to, place a redstone torch. Then this one involves kind of redstone lining. Now it doesn't work properly yet. So, in order to keep the build separate, if you want to keep this build correctly, you want to go ahead and put a redstone torch underneath the block here, and then you want to connect it with redstone dust. And be sure it's not facing that way. Make sure it's facing this way. It should power all 5 of these redstone power railings. Now for this one right here, this next one here, like I said before, for this you'll need to add a button add a button, then add a redstone torch. Well, this is doing nothing yet. Then dig underneath the block. Then just want to place a redstone torch. Then they should power all 4 of these as well. Then for the last 2 here, then for these 2 here, this one's gonna be a little tricky. So watch this. Dig underneath here. Redstone torch. Then don't make sure you're not connecting to that one. Then connect, and they should be connecting together. But we're gonna try this way. So the detector rails don't actually lit up because they don't be detected. So for this one, you just don't have to do anything with this one. You don't have to do anything this one. Just go ahead and refill it back up. My mistake. Those are only for use for the activator rails and the power rails. But we do need to do them for here, right here. So dig underneath here, redstone torch, then add this, add up here. As you can see, you want to go this way actually. Time. Then if you want to, you can go ahead and get rid of detector rails. So actually no. Go on the other side, then do the same thing as well. So now this should work actually. Let me try to work this. Okay, good. So you're basically that's what the whole MINECART is. You're all done. But one more thing before we go ahead and do this. I'm gonna be for this one here, I'm gonna be making an infinite loop clock. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So if you look closely, we actually created our little display here. But for this, we're gonna go ahead and create our infinite oscilloscope loop clock, like we did in the last one. So just add that right there, and skip another one. And actually skip right here, and then just connect to that one right here. Until then, add redstone. Add this right here, and then and then finish off by shooting this right here. Now that should work, but under one condition. We need to light this one as well. So take this. Then be sure you put redstone torch underneath it, otherwise it'll work. Then it gives off the reflexes. Just watch. Doesn't do nothing yet because there's no redstone. But if you want to, you can delete one of the blocks, put redstone there, and then try working it with it now. Now watch that. Isn't that cool? So there's no infinite loop clock yet, but we still, if you want to connect, we could go ahead and finish it off by connecting with it. So by doing this again, by finishing off the build, ending it right here, and then put 2 more redstone dust right here, you will get this right here. Then try it now. Remember, look closely, and then ready, aim, fire. Right here you have an infinite loop clock. So this looks really kind of cool. But if you want to, you can if you want to see, this looks really interesting. But if you want, you can like delete those rails right here. You can like literally put either activator or power rails. But that's totally alright. That's up to you guys' choice. And then finally, just go ahead and put your minecart there, and then just let it roll. Now for this right here, we're gonna put an object inside the hopper. We'll put like this piece of like wool into it, and then we're gonna push it go. And then just watch closely. What the heck? That doesn't appear. Let's try that again. So, anyway, I'm gonna put something in the hopper. There we go. Then you text it, and it goes around again. See how it goes fast? Now it comes back to that again, rolls over, and then watch that. Due to the infinite loop clock, it actually rolls back. But for this right here, we want to create something. We want to create this right here. We're going to create the backwards function, where it goes this way. It basically comes back. So basically, you want to create a big stairway, create like a big railing, and then just keep going here, and then just go ahead now, just come back there, and then place a redstone torch right there. Now for this again, place a minecart. Put your object, put like an object into the hopper. Right, then it's time to go. Watch it go. Text it, activates it, and it keeps going. Try not to force push it, and it's right there. And so yeah, you can actually use targets to use your hoppers. You can actually use minecart targets to make your minecart station. All right, for this next one here. So imagine this next one here. So basically, imagine you're trying to make an arrow launcher, but only the fact that you're trying to create more and more efficiency. So for this right here, you grab a lot of arrows. Then for this right here, you need to grab yourself some dispensers, sticky pistons. Oh, if you grab regular pistons, just try to get rid of those. Redstone dust, block of redstone torches. Then we'll need some target blocks. Oops, target block. Sorry. Then get rid of the fireworks. We'll need some repeaters. We'll also need some comparators. We only need the arrows right now, so we'll get rid of those. Get rid of the comparator. We need comparators, and then we'll need is your observers. Okay, to make your arrow launcher, first thing you're gonna do is find a saluted place you can build it at. Now, for the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead now, come up here, create at least one observer, Alright, then create dispenser. Underneath it, you want to go ahead. Beside it, you want to go ahead and create a piston that looks like this, and then I'm trying to test this out, see if this arrow launcher will work. You should hear it click. Now I put a redstone torch on it. Watch what happens. But this right here, we're gonna try to test out later. So that right there, you'll need like a block of redstone for this one as well. But delete that real quick and then grab a piston, then place a block of redstone. Then you create an inverse clock circuit, but we're not going to do that right now. But on top here, place a comparator. Then you want to create. Then beside the comparator, create 2 of the ellipse of redstone dust. Underneath it, redstone torch. Then go ahead and create the. Go ahead now. You want to come down. You want to come ahead. Go ahead now. You want to take. I'm gonna go ahead now and create a block like this right here. Create the block right there, or hang on a second. So put a target block right there so that it will work. Then take the redstone repeaters, and you want to go ahead and put them around the redstone torch. See? Like this. Then just add redstone. And then so that basically I was trying to make an infinite loop clock, but don't do that. For the reasoning is that we play. But what if you actually delete one. Those redstone stuff for this one right here. Then connect it. Place redstone around. Then, so I might have wasted you guys' time for this, but if you want, you can just click off the video because I don't know what I'm doing. But once you got that down, then now for this last trick right, this tip right here, you need ratings for this one. Place a redstone torch on the for this last one, place a redstone torch on the side. Alright, then for this then the other one, then for this one right here, place a stair, make it target stair, and then put the repeaters. Put a repeater there, and then for the other side, place a comparator. Put a comparator or facing this way, and then add redstone. And then fix that. And it said 3 ticks. Alright, then you're all done with your fire launcher. Now before we do that, we need to build our target base. So let's build a target. Just build like a target, but just build like a square target with like a lot of targets on it, and then you basically are all ready. Now before that, we need to launch our ammo. So for this, we need to grab our arrows. So grab an amount of 64 arrows and then replace them with the comparators, and we're gonna see what we could try using this. So grab a bow and arrow and get rid of the dispenser, the observers. Then place the amount of arrows that you want in your dispenser. I prefer placing them in the center because I prefer to give off the least angular frequency. Alright then. Now this should work. Let me try something quick. If you aim closely at the target right there, Watch what happens. Well, this is doing nothing yet. Well, all this is it just backlashes you. That's because we haven't done anything yet. So for this last one here, in order to work, grab an observer. Just trust me, grab an observer. Place observer right on the observer. Watch this. So it shoots out the arrows. See how it shoots all the arrows out? Grab all the arrows. Then, if you want this to stop, just put a torch next to it. Oh, wait a second. But if you want to stop, put a torch. Put a torch right here and put a torch on top. Delete that one. I'm trying to get it to stop. Okay, so if you want this thing to shut up so badly, just grab yourself a lever and just put it on the side. Let's see if this will work. What is going on? Oh. I'm trying to fix this, guys. Give me 1 second. So anyways, guys, if you guys want to shut up, just put a piston like right there. And for this one trick right here, I put 2 torches. Like I put 1 torch here that's like glitching, the one on top. So to refill the ammo, grab at least total amount of. I thought I had 64 arrows in here. I don't know where they all go. But we're gonna try to mod this up. So let's try this again. Let's see here. So if we take 2 redstone. Let's add 1 more. Let's select this. Let's try it. Or so basically, you can actually make an arrow launcher with this. So there's the arrow launcher. Alright, now for this last one right here, for the last and final build of how to use targets, targets can actually open up doors. Yes. So, for this last one, for example, so for this one here, grab yourself, you're going to need a few items. So, grab yourself an iron door. Then grab yourself some redstone dust. Redstone torches. Repeaters. Repeaters. Oops, sorry. Repeaters. Comparators. Observers. We'll need a target block. We'll need some droppers and hoppers. We'll also need some sticky piston, but we will be needing let's see what. Well, here we'll be needing sticky pistons. Yeah, we need sticky pistons, and then we'll need a bow and arrow. So you're basically trying to open up a door right here, like right here. See? So you just open up a door here, then you're trying to do so by placing a target block there with a redstone torch on the top. Alright, then I need to grab my bow and arrow. Let's cover. So I grab a bow and arrow now. Then leave my target blocks there. Then if I shoot at the target, the middle of the target, watch this. It opens up the door. So I'm gonna check my bow and arrow for a second and grab my stuff here. So for this to work, we're gonna place down 2 your iron blocks, iron doors. Then we fill it with your block of choice. I don't know why I'm using targets, like a target door. So, oh, and speaking of which, this isn't the final project actually. So, anyways, there's actually one more project, but it's not the final project, so it's my mistake. Then for this one, you want to place observers. Place observers. Place observers on the side of the targets of your block of your choice. Then place 2 redstone torches. Then place blocks on top of them. Then watch this cool effect. Or not yet. Then create your redstone wiring right here. Down the back here, place at least right here. Place 1 comparator. No, face the comparator this way. Then face 2 repeaters this way. Set this one to 2. Set this one to 4. And for the last one, place this to a torch. This should light up. Simple as that. Then, for your other build, you want to come underneath here. Then place your redstone on the bottom. Place redstone torch. Redstone torch. Now redstone torch. Place this right here. If I'm not mistaken, place this right here. Then you want to dig out this section, this bottom section here. Or no, wait. Leave this section here alone. And try not to delete your iron doors. Then, by going over here, you will have the space right here. So, let's delete that. Then you want to create this right here. Then you should be having something like this right here. Then for down here you want to place a dropper that's facing the bottom, but then you want to delete that redstone torch, and then you want to come down here. That dropper you should hear a click. Then for the same one as well. So please walk here. Place. Then let me look closely here. Alright. There we go. Then place a hopper. Like this. And you see right here? So leave this area alone right here, but if you want to, close this back up. Oh, wait a second. Let me show you the gimmick first. The target goes in the dropper, and then it doesn't do nothing. All of that is it just absorbs what's just going on. But the good part is you can actually put this back up. See? Simple as that. But then, if you want to see what else happens, firstly, let me show you. So, firstly, delete these 2 right here. And then create these 2 stairwells here. And then create this right here. Then, that right there. And then put these back the way they were. It's opening up, but still. And then it should open your door. Let me shut this dropper first and grab my bow and arrow. It's time to shoot this. See if it'll work.
nothing. So we need to upgrade this. So upgrade to right here. Now let's try this one more time. I guess I would delete this right here. I'm sorry for your guys' time. I'm sorry the video's going so long. But just do something like this right here and then just go ahead and just power it on. And then watch this. But the trick is come to the back here and then place redstone. And then for this final one here, you want to place an observer. Place an observer with a redstone torch on. The redstone torch beside it. You should hear it tick. Then connect to the hopper. Then you should have something like this right here. Then go ahead and just light it up. Oh, the trick is, see that? Try it. See here? So if you look closely by placing a redstone torch, it will open the door. So basically, this can also open the piston doors, somewhat, but I guess this is like a worst fail ever.
Alright, and finally for this last one, I promise you guys, this last one here, you can actually use a target to build your lava pit trap. Yes. So if you want to build your lava pit trap, but upgrade it, you'll need grab yourself some stone bricks, because I prefer to use stone bricks. You can use stone bricks easier because they look a good design. Then, nextly, you'll need to grab some sticky pistons. Then you'll need some redstone dust. We'll need some redstone repeaters. Yeah, sure. We'll need some dispensers. Dispenser, observer. Then we will need some redstone torches. We will need some target blocks as well. And then for the last one you're gonna need. And for the last build, if you want to, you're gonna grab yourself some. Oh, if for the last build, you're gonna need some detector rails. I'll explain in a minute. So for the first one here, you want to build your template for your lava pit trap. Build a lava pit trap right here, then you want to build 2 more of these. Then build the same thing as build. If you want to, you basically try to extend these up to at least about I say about 3 times. So extend it up to 3 times and then fill up the whole top. I mean, don't fill in the whole top. Don't fill in the top yet, because we need to do some extraction. So once you have that there, it's time to do some extraction. So by extending this block right here, you're gonna extend 2 of these blocks here. Then come underneath it, and then you want to go ahead here and place an observer. Place 2 dispensers, and then let's see. We will be needing now for the detector rails basically detect what the object is. So basically it detects under here, for instance. Or something like that. But don't place the detector rails here. detector rails, basically you can place detector rails on top of these here. By placing detector rails on here, you'll detect the object. Only be used by minecart. Then delete these. Alright. Now, for this here, place an observer. Place an observer on both sides. And don't place the redstone torch. Trust me. Don't place the redstone torch on the side, otherwise it will malfunction. Then after you place that right there, chuck the detector rails, and then grab yourself the bucket of lava. And before that, I need to get some drinks. Talking for 50 minutes in the video. There we go. So, actually, for this one here, grab two lava buckets. So you grab two lava buckets. Oh, I think you're supposed to only grab one of them. So, well, we'll see. We won't be needing the dispensers no more, so we'll get rid of that. And we have, actually, we got the observers, but that's really okay. Because we won't be needing the observers or the dispensers no more. And then place two of them in the dispensers, but do not set them off. So place it there, and then yes. Let's see if both are in there. Let's see. Okay, that one's in. Let's see, this one is. Alright then. Now it's time to go ahead and add the pistons. So add a piston. Oh! You see that? So it didn't detect it. So because you have the detector rails, it basically detects the object. But for this right here, you want to place a torch. When you place a torch here, don't place an object, because see here, watch this. Don't place any object right there, otherwise it will malfunction. It won't malfunction, but it'll just you have to reset the whole build again. But for here, we can put two repeaters. Set this to 3. Set both these to 3. And then do what? It's time for your redstone wiring. Put redstone wiring on these right here. And then place. You're trying to make a sticky piston door. Freeze this here. Put under here. Do this way as well. Then now for under here, don't dig under here. So but we're gonna put this back up. But we want to make like a piston door, so this will work. So that was a piano. And do the same thing as well. We're gonna create a NOT gate. Can I connect it to the piston as well? And then do the same thing as well on the other side as well. Then like that, connect it here. Then place repeater both sides, place the repeater there, and then fill the entire area up. But don't put anything right there. And then actually face this repeaters this way. Face the repeaters. Yeah, sure. Face them the other way. And the hack is placing redstone torches right there. Now, this looks really kind of weird, but sad. see? Delete this, then delete this. Oops. So, let's try this again. As you can see, we haven't placed anything yet on, so place. So as you can see, we need to find a way to like put these away. So we want to like dig under another here, and then on the same thing as well. Let's try this just one time. Nothing. As you can see, don't worry about it. So it's just totally fine, but the main part, we're almost done with our project. So like I said before, just place a piston like right there. Then finish the build off with redstone. Finish the build off by putting redstone. And then you basically have built your lava pit trap. Now for this to work, dig underground here. Dig one more. But don't dig to where the bedrock is. And if you want to, I would go pull up lava, you can. There you go. And then go ahead now and grab the bow and arrow. And then go ahead and shoot it off. Bow and arrow. And then try to aim there. And watch that. Look. The piston basically goes through and it detects the rails, but then basically slides back. And if you want to turn back, watch this. So basically, this is how. So if you look closely, watch what happens. So basically, it's infinite though. See, they disappear when you hit the target back. So watch again. So you basically have infinite lava though.
So these are the basic hacks of what you can use to make targets with. So let me show you this one more time. You see there's lava here, right? It's full of lava. And then if you want to get rid of the lava, watch this. It basically gets rid of the lava. But then for a little secret hack here, place a minecart with hopper. Place a minecart with an object inside of it. See, it detects it though. So, let's watch it again. But if you push on the other side, and then watch this again. So anyways, those are the basic builds. And if you guys want to see them one more time, I can show you. Sorry this video is so long. It's actually a live video actually. It's actually going to be a live video. So, mostly live videos are so long. But let me explain what the builds we did. So, for the builds we mostly did, I'll show you again. We basically show you the build on how to create pulse circuits. See? Pulse circuits? Oops. So hang on a sec, guys. I switched my camera on, but my phone needs charge anyway, so you go ahead now. So but for this one here, Bill, pulse circuit turns off. Next, a clock circuit, an infinite loop clock circuit. Use an oscilloscope. This next one detects redstone lamp signals.
There we go. Nextly, minecart stations. Now for this one here, this one gets like a little fused and confusing, but if you activate it with the power railing, just watch. Pushes it. Goes a little fast. Decks it. I don't know why it's coming back, but we're gonna skip that anyways because we know it's good. Then we actually use it to build up our arrow circuits, opens iron's doors, and creates a lava pit trap. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more, link down below. I have to go, so anyways, be sure you subscribe to me, join the conversation, check out my other friends' channels, always thumbs up safety.